Test. Okay, test. Okay, that works. Let me post the link. So let's start with the request first. So NVIDIA and SMH first. So let's go to do that. Sorry about my voice is probably sounding a bit different. I think there's some kind of bug I have or something going on, but it's all good. So NVIDIA, let's start with that. Obviously, we had a massive jump here with the earnings. Let's see how that fits and affects the higher time frame. Let's get rid of that. So overall, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, and looking for 5. We on this one we had again a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So complete a third of sub minuet. Then 4. There was an option also to create expanded flat, like so, but that is again very large in comparison to this wave 2 here. So that wouldn't really be that probable. So that is why think we favored this being a wave 4, and now we have created some kind of fire wave. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, 3, 4, and 5. It's a massive overthrow, so there is a chance that instead of this being any kind of diagonal or even finishing up in here, I think this fits better. We don't have any divergence here though, which is a bit suspicious. It's very probable that this is okay. So the most bullish scenario obviously is some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2s. But I don't think again this is a 1, 2, 1, 2 because again the smaller structure is larger. Also, what we have on RSI is this is lower low. Also, we have a lower low here, so that doesn't really fit into the idea that it's a. Let's see how my voice is going to handle this. Let's see how this is a 1, 2, 1, 2. If this is a lower in RSI, I don't like that at all. I kind of am favoring this being a wave 1 of this whole thing. Let's see the higher time frame and seeing some kind of projections. We can see that obviously that wave 1 here is very small, and we are getting an extension on 5th of this larger degree, so 5th of this minuet degree. So obviously can't really use this too much. What is very common on scenarios where a 5th wave is extended, like we have it here on this minuet degree, is that we have an extension also on 5th wave, which again fits into this idea as well, kind of well. At this point, I would still have the option of this being a wave 4 of something higher degree if we have this labeled wrong. Let's see the log scale version of this whole thing. Okay, so we need to go a bit higher time frame. So 1 2 1 2. See if I have it labeled somewhere. Not that one. Impulse, nope. Here we go. I had the correction option or corrective pattern option. Let's group these guys up. Sorry for the change there, but yeah, overall, 1 2. It's possible to have it as a 1 2 here as well. That is even more bullish. So have the wave 2 here and have another 1 2 here instead. Regardless of how you want to be labeling it, let's see. 1 2 1 2. That is a higher one, yeah, that fits. 3, highest RSI. However, we are now getting a higher RSI here on a weekly. That is very, very big thing. 1 2, so this would be a 3 4. 3 4. Okay, so this should be a 4 of some in here. Maybe it's a cycle. Let's see how much time it did take from November 2021 to November 2022. So a year. I mean, I guess that would be fine. The cycle continues is kind of long, so it could be a different degree, but it doesn't really matter. So we have, again, on higher time frame, it's possible to have an extension on 5th. However, we had already an extension on 3rd, so we don't need to have that. It's kind of weird, the start here. And again, it is kind of small in comparison to this current one already. So 1.618, so we've already gone past the target that we have for it. Let me get the chat out here. But yeah, this could definitely be a 5th of summon. I think it fits the best to be a 5th of this whole thing. 1 2 3 4 5, and then we'd be either looking for a larger, longer term correction, similar to either to this one, where this would be a 1 2, or the 1 2 of this. Sorry, the 4 of this whole thing. So again, at some point we're going to be getting a correction that is going to last quite a bit longer. But unfortunately we don't have any targets because this is already extended. We don't have any good targets anymore. So I feel like we just need to watch this. Of course, the most bullish option is that we have a 1 2, 1 2 here, and we would be looking for a 1 pop up here, 1 2 3 4 5, create a 3-way structure, go long against this low. If this breaks, then it's not a 1 2 1 2, but instead it could be an ABC to the upside if we get to the 0.618 extension. So let's get that in here. So the minimum would be around $1,065, or well, that is already reached. Let's see the extended trading hours. Extended trading hours is showing that this low here is actually the low. That would not give us any kind of structure, so I feel like I need to be using the regular. But yeah, if we come back into these highs, I probably would be going long against these lows here. So that is giving me really good risk to reward ratios. So again, anything like this, Let's see if there's any levels. There's a daily open here, and a, see, this is a weekly just beyond it or below it. See if there's any, there is a large volume node here as well, which is going to be acting as a support if we retouch it. So I'll set my alert here a bit beyond it, even potentially these highs here. I'm going to be setting that alert around there, and once we come back down, I would be looking to enter a long. At that point again, hopefully this monthly VWAP would be rising up higher as well, maybe inside somewhere here. But it's possible that this VWAP is, as if we see how fast this is rising, that this might be even coming a bit higher as well. But let's see. Well, 786 is there as well. So again, that is a really good area for me. I would think that is detaining the risk as well. But yeah, that's NVIDIA. Let's move on to the next one, which was SMH. So Vanak Semiconductor. Yeah, this looks bullish as well. Of course, there is a possibility where on both scenarios, on NVIDIA and SMH, where this would be a 3, this would be labeled as some kind of 3, and we get another, well, flush of highs, flush of lows, breaking both sides of liquidity, and taking quite a lot of people at the market, because those are very clear areas for stop losses. And yeah, let's see, especially if we start to lose these levels here, like the 22,848, then I would be careful on this. Again, I can't really say anything about this. Again, looks like it's just a normal 3 wave. I don't really want to be shorting that. We already have divergences here, so it might be that we are on the last stretch. Maybe this is the third of third. So maybe 1, 2, and this here would be the third wave. Looking for fourth wave, top up, and then at least if we are getting that fifth wave looking like structure, then we have a possibility of this whole thing being finished, which would be quite cool. On higher time frame again, let's see. What are we expecting? Oh, the degrees are a bit wrong, but that's fine. This should be primary degree 5 complete, or cycle degree actually. It's actually probably a primary. This is probably a wrong degree, this one. This should be a cycle, I feel like. This should be primary. Yeah, because it lasts from October 2022. Yeah, that is good. Let's see any of the targets here for potential fifth wave. These two targets, 248.69 and 264. For the move upside, we have hit the 1.618, which is again main target for wave 3. Object. Why does it say that there? Oh well. But yeah, what I would be thinking is something like this. And then we'd be done. And then I would be looking for a sweep of these and a retracement and then a short. But again, if this extends beyond, I'm not obviously looking for to take the short unless we have a impulsive structure to the downside. But yeah, that's just the what I would be looking for here. So let's go through the indices. Next. We had quite a big of a breakdown to the downside. I was not really expecting this much of a move. So we'll see how this continues. And again, it's off hours, so it's kind of hard. Well, it was the end of yesterday, I guess. Off hours have just been this sideways. But at this moment, we could actually say that this is kind of concerning in the fact that this could be a five-way that is ended already. I think on Russell we had extension targets of this whole thing being an ABC instead. And I think this is one of the few ones that didn't take out the high. It looks like Dow didn't take it either here. But yeah, this move to the downside can be impulsive still on Russell, where it would be targeting quite low. 1879. But again, the characteristics here does seem like it is some kind of nested 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5. So I'd be expecting at least a couple more lows, then looking for a pullback, and then looking for a retracement again, or continuation to the downside. It might be that this is some kind of three-way structure here, and then we continue up. But again, it's still quite scary. Now this is not as scary, this one here, because again it allows us to have a structure like this, which potentially could be finished. The only issue with this one, what I see, is that wave 2 in here is a running flat, and wave 4 here is an expanded flat. So both of them are a same type of structure, which generally is a no-go. We want to have an alteration between the corrective structures within a fifth wave or five-way structure. So it might be that this is becoming something else. Maybe wave 4 was here, maybe this would be done here. A bit questionable what this is. Maybe it's an A, B, C, D. Let's see. A, B, C, D, E. Maybe it's some kind of triangle here. A, B, and C. Kind of whacked. I don't know. Kind of weird. Some kind of... Maybe, I mean... Here, this way, we don't... Let's see. Is it possible to have a zigzag here? No, it's not. Okay, so because we puncture it. So that doesn't really work either. But if we want to be the more bearish way, well, this would be it. We would have this as the start of summon, look for a retrace, and then we'd be continuing to the downside. Nasdaq. I don't like this as much. Because this could be done here as well. Not that pretty. Here on higher time frame, what we were looking for is fifth wave. And now we have had that fifth wave. Let's see on daily. We have those divergences formed. On shorter time frame, we have the divergences formed. So, again, quite scary. However, here, this does look like a three-way structure. But it doesn't mean this is done. We could get a corrective structure and then a continuation of three ways as well. failed to reach the high here. We're still within this same channel though, so we don't really need to panic yet. Still within or beyond this monthly open, previous month open. That might be a support area as well. See some of these. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I feel like some people are going to be shorting this potentially right now. This looks like a three-way structure now. I would be labeling like this though. This would be getting us to the low of this channel, or closer to it. Potentially in 3. Maybe we get a continuation. If we do, then I would be just shifting this this way forward here. Although this is very kind of ugly, very ugly structure already. I mean, this could just be a wave 4 here. Not the easiest chart. Let's see the other ones. DAX. I had this as a 1 2 1 2, maybe 3 4 5 already finished. So we're looking for 1 2 3 4 and 5. It's kind of annoying it to count this previous, and now it's acting as a resistance. This was somewhat of a key level because we had backtested a couple of times already. Backtested. Yeah, this is retraced so much that it's not really looking like it's any kind of 5-wave structure. Let's get through some of the stocks, see if there is anything. Tesla looked like a three-wave structure upwards. This went up so fast though that it is, to me, it feels like we are going to look for a lower time or lower target here. So let me get rid of that. And let's just modify this because that was the first three-way structure. This one here, and then there we go. It's targeting this 1 to 1 here, 156. I want to be known when this takes out that low, then we can start looking into potentially adding some in here. There's probably around the golden pocket as well. I feel like it looks like that kind of area. It's even beyond that, okay. Today I would be expecting sideways first. Is it? Oh, it's probably going to be next week as well. Sideways and then down. It might be taking something like this. Just mimicking this first structure as a whole and get that whole thing coming down somewhere 156. Then I'd be interested in longing. So this is looking like it is corrective as well to the downside. It's either similar to the first structure that we had here for that W, and then or we are already bottomed here, since we did take out the low here, one area of liquidity. So we'd be looking for a potential move up. Tesla has been doing quite weird things overall lately. So I just think that it might counter the moves a bit what the stocks are doing. I don't think it's going to be affecting that much. Of course, it is possible that we're just creating a very small three-way structure here, a connector of some sort connecting this move here to the downside, and then we'd be just completely done with this whole correction from that high 400s to what I would think is going to be less than $100 for sure. Maybe somewhere around 70s. What was this last low? 102, yeah. But yeah, I think that would be reasonable. Less than 100. See the other ones, Meta had that drop. Oops. And this kind of looks impulsive to me, right? Let's get rid of that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divergence at the top. We have that alert. We're just going to be needing to wait for it to happen. Baba, not interesting. GME. Oof. We had the potential of having this as a WXY coming down. And a sideways push, and now coming down again. Not really a good thing. Netflix is looking hot though. The issue is now that we did take out the all-time highs. So again, if we are creating some kind of topping structure, this could be the top. I would be much more eager to just long if we have not taken out the top, because again, truncations are less probable. So I would have liked this longed here against the low and look for this structure here. But in this case, we have already created a 5 that has taken out the high, so it could be a fifth wave or something. Boeing looks like it's really crashing down now. Why is that? 10%. That short of time. Coinbase creating some kind of three-way structure to the upside. Not really a good thing. Not really sure what this is. You could say that it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this case, we have not taken out the high here. The issue with this one again is that we have a potential of having this as a 5 coming down as well. Yeah. Oh, not doing hot. And phase is looking like it's... I mean, if these are even diagonal here into 1, 2, then this would be another... Oh, sorry. Even this, if this is an A, B, we'd be targeting somewhere here. And in this scenario, this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks decent so far. NVIDIA already checked that. Not really interested on any of these. AMD looks like more of a three-way to the upside at the moment. So corrective to the upside. Okay, let's see the crypto then. Okay, so created a new low. We have divergences formed. I mean, you could say we have a 5 here. 3 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially ABC here. But it's also a possibility where we have already topped, like we had it. But it's also possible to have an impulsive structure to the downside. What are we creating here? I'm gonna mess. So we have highest time frame is this impulse to the upside. Is it possible to have this as an ABC? I guess so. So we had a structure like this. I think we need to have that. Maybe this is a 1, 2 of 3, 4, 5 of this, potentially. So maybe we have a structure like that. If we have and start getting a pivot, I would be expecting us to hit our heads onto these lows here around 69k, and then we'd be continuing this whole structure if this is in 3 waves. If this is in 5 waves to the downsides, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of ugly. It's really ugly. This would have to be a wave 4 here. 4, and then we have some kind of diagonal for wave 1 of 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'd have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then of course we'd be looking for that retracement to the upside, and then looking for a short opportunity. Because this is what we are looking for, potential C wave. So an A, B, and C for that bearish scenario. ETH is looking way more bullish. We got that move to the downside. Let's see. I guess it's possible to have this wave 4 still here. So I'm gonna 3, 3, so maybe 5. And then we'd be looking for a 5th wave up top. Or this wave 4 and 5 is already done here, and we create some kind of 3, and then we have another 1, 2, and to the upside we go again for these last legs. But again, overall, I wanted to say this as well. On some indices, I think this was the low here. So let me see that actually. Yeah. For example, Bitstamp, and not on perpetual futures, on stable or non-futures, I guess. So again, at that point your count would start here and not here. So maybe you should just remove this high degree, and this would be the top where we'd be looking for 1, 2. I think we are in some kind of either completed this 3, or we are already at that 4th, creating some kind of sideways mess before last one up, and then we are coming down. The question is this the ABC? It's very extended if we want to believe so. But I'm not sure how else we could be labeling that. Yeah. For now, I'm just expecting one more high on these higher time frames. Altcoins are not really doing too good. After the initial push down, most of them have been just in the range since like April or mid-April. BNB is one of the few ones that only had staying in the high top of that range, so all-time highs basically, as you can see here. Overall, again, BNB could be just creating an ABC. It's starting to get quite extended overall, but we are still within those limits. And I think one more upside here is expected as well, similar to ETH, into around $700. That would be taking out all-time highs, and that would be super cool. There's a couple scenarios on macro of BNB, where either we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or we have a 3 here, then that ABC as I talked, and then we have a 5 wave down. Potentially wave 4 would be only here, but again, it's starting to get so large in time that I'm not quite sure if I like that. See, in this scenario, wave 4 would be taking so much time, it doesn't really fit too well. Maybe it's best to think maybe this is something. I kind of hope that we are going to be getting like a structure like this. Then we would be completing this 5th wave, completing this 3rd wave. Then we can have time for this wave 4 to come down before again last leg up. Yeah, I like that. AVAX on macro again, it hasn't really been the top tier coin. Let's see the smaller time frames. Had massive moves to the upside. We had divergences, but since then we've had just a kind of lackluster move. Maybe we are coming down a bit, maybe into this range. It's around golden pocket, maybe just beyond it. That's like a 50 or 60%, right? Yeah, 53%. It would need to come down. 3-way to the upside. Doesn't look too good. Matic. Yeah, like most altcoins, it's just in the sideways for this more macro picture. Dogecoin has a nice impulsive structure, but it can be part of this. It might be that we are creating something like this as well. So this would be here. I'm going to leave that on for now. I like that the best for market symmetry. Phantom had a nice move here. 1, 2. These are so fast that I'm not sure if I like them to be a structure like this. No, I don't. 1, 2. I think 3, 4, 5. So maybe it's a ABC here overall. We haven't invalidated the idea that it's a 1, 2, 3, but looking at the speed it took to these highs, and it doesn't even get to the 1.618. It's not really we kind of want the speed to start gathering on wave 3 and not start to take more time. And you can see that by just looking at how straight up these moves are in total. So generally the angle theory might be saying that the 3rd wave should be pointed a bit higher, while the wave 1 might be just taking a bit longer to create a bit lower of an angle here than this one here. So smaller angle here, and this would be higher angle or larger angle. Something to theorize at least. This might be 5 as well here. This looks like 3 though. Annoying one of those. Comparing Link and Sol. Sol had a very much more better looking this structure here. Obviously this is not right, because again wave 1 is now creating that large. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. It's very ABC like move, gotta say. The extension targets, I mean, because it hits that 1-to-1 and gets some kind of rejection right after. Not looking as strong anymore. Yeah, overall I'm like, let's see, let's look at ETH macro a bit. ETH is one of the most bullish altcoins there is, just based on this. I kind of want to sell some of my altcoin, or some of my ETH positions here at these all-time highs, and if it just takes off, then it takes off. But I've held them through, where is that, through whole of this. I held them, actually I got my first ETH around $200 something, so somewhere around here, my first ETHs. So it might be a good time to get rid of some of those, because I actually held through all of this, all of the accumulation, all of the gains. Now I'm still greedy because I want one more wave. That's the psychology of something in a nutshell, for sure. I still want this small move, this 5% move, before I want to sell anything. That is greedy as hell. Super greedy. But there is also a chance that this is a 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. We get to 5 or 6k before we create a move down. 5 or 6k from now is yet another 50% at least. So maybe that is a possibility as well. But again, ETH is, I feel like it's the most, or one of the most good looking coins at the moment though. So another one is Solana that I really liked. And here we are probably targeting close to all-time highs, but we'll see what this kind of mess is going to do. It might be that wave 4 here is not down and we create 3, some kind of 3, and then create 5 down. Get stuck inside here from this range 122 to $80. Find some kind of resistance for that far wave to the top, and then we are starting that correction. Time-wise, this would fit way better in comparison to this wave 2 here, so it's going to be an interesting one for sure. But yeah, I think I don't have anything else that I want to go through today now. So again, thanks for watching, and if you're interested in learning more Elliott Wave and RSI advanced course, this requires that you know some of the Elliott Wave, and if you don't know anything about Elliott Wave, you can look at my Patreon for the basics course. But yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching, and catch you again next week. Bye bye.